Hello and welcome back to Seconds Out. My name is Eamon Khan. I'm here with the greatest journeyman boxer ever, as well as the guy on the path towards a second career in boxing. He is, of course, Louis Van Poetsch. Poochie, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad at all. All the better for speaking to you. You settling into that retired life now?
Yeah, mate. Honestly, don't miss it at all. I was very content the day I retired, and there's just that's been the feeling ever since. I don't miss it at all.
Have you at all had any calls from people still trying to get you into the ring?
No, 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 not as far as Rich might have, but I haven't. But yeah, my boxing license has been retired now, so literally I don't own a license anymore, so it's not even possible.
Fair enough. Putting that life behind you. Talk to me about this new path you're on. Then I'll let you kind of explain it in your own words. You were kind of thinking about it when we last spoke, but now you're firmly on that path towards that second career in boxing.
Yeah, so I've taken a lot of boxers going to be in trainers, managers. I didn't really want that life for me. I've done that side of the boxing. I've been on that side of the ropes. And to be a trainer, you need to give up a lot of time, and I didn't have that time slash patience slash. One of the reasons I hung up the gloves is because of injuries from my elbows and shoulders. So if I was to hold the pads, um, they'll probably just get worse. So I chose not to do that, but I didn't want to walk away from boxing completely. Um, and I've chosen to be a referee. So I'm now in the trainee phase of my referee's apprenticeship.
Uh, what is it about you? You feel that look, it's kind of an obvious question, and maybe an obvious answer too. But why the path of being a referee? What do you feel are the skills that you've learned through your career to become a referee or have that ability to kind of be a referee?
Well, obviously, look, the things I've just mentioned about giving up my time in the weekdays to train people, holding pads and stuff. I never saw that life for me. And I'd be remiss if I just walked away from boxing completely. And the boxing is a drug, and to go cold turkey from not being involved in boxing at all, I don't think I would have handled that very well. Um, but I've got loads of experience within the professional boxing game, and there's certain things which happen in the ring which the untrained eye definitely won't see, and the less experienced referees who have never boxed before or only had a couple of fights won't necessarily see,
Mhm.
uh, especially in their early phase of their career. So I think that's invaluable experience, because I'll be able to see what's happening in the ring. The little, obviously being a journeyman as well, you have little tricks of the trade you do on the blind side of the referee. Um, so I think I'll be able to spot those.
Now, what is the process? Now, I mentioned to you off camera about seeing a little video that included yourself and Robert Smith on Sky Sports, and it was about kind of the process as a whole. But I believe that you're in the second phase of it. Can you talk me about that first phase and where you are now along that path?
So it's a very long process becoming a referee. You put an application form in. They don't recruit referees very often either. You put a recruitment form in, application form in, sorry. They then whittle down from the amount of applicants who apply to put through for interview. You do the interview, and then from there, then you get put onto like a training day. It's like an assessment. So you have to go and do answer a load of questions, do a written test. So they're testing like your boxing knowledge and your boxing brain, so to speak. Then you have to score a fight from history. Yeah, you score a round from history, shall I say? Um, and then you have to do referees and sparring. So then that's where they're assessing what you're like, your ring presence and what you know, and all that sort of stuff. So from there, then if you get past that and you get approved, and you get a trainee's license. So if you imagine, like, I use this terminology when I was a boxer from as well. So the timeline of a boxing career was 0 fights to world champion. But a referee's timeline of events is you get a trainee's license, which I'm on now. Then from there, you get a trial referee license, which means So when you're in the trainee phase, you're not in the ring. You're just answering questions, observing referees, seeing the process of the inner ring side, seeing the process of a fight night, doing unofficial scorecards, sitting in the judge's chair and doing those scorecards, and they get compared to the official scorecard slash scorecards, and then if there's anything untoward, they'll ask you how you got to that decision, as they would do in the real world.
Mm.
And then once they see fit for that, it could be a year, it could be 2 years. You're in that phase.
Mm.
It's not one size fits all, as far as I'm aware. Then you get a trial referee's card, which means you make all the inside the ring decisions. You're refereeing fights, but your scorecard's unofficial. That is done by a class referee. And then once they see you necessarily fit to be able to referee and score fights, you get a B license, and that's where you can start your professional boxing referee's career, so to speak.
And just on that point of sparring that you had to judge, it must have been a bit of a weird feeling being on the other side of it after all those years, I guess.
Honestly, no, I actually felt quite at home. I thought I got a fastball. There was probably about 20 of us there, maybe a bit more, and they fastballed me to go first. So it was very much, I didn't get a chance to observe. There was a couple of old school amateur referees who were there as well. So I didn't really have a chance to observe what other people do. But like I said, I've been there, done that, got the T-shirt, been around the block twice, and I've seen what these referees do, and I've watched ample amount of fights to be able to implicitly observe referees. And luckily for me, once I started to think about being a referee, I started watching the referees more closer whilst I was at shows and watching on the telly. So I actually felt quite at home there, and I think I must have done all right because I got approved.
And what's it like being on the other side in terms of, you say you got to see how the fight night kind of operates and works. What's that like, kind of being in those shoes on a fight night?
Again, I've been around the block twice, so I know how the process of a fight night works. I know who are the people. I know who everyone is walking around, cutting around ringside. I know what these people look like. I know what their the color of the lanyard should be, and all that sort of stuff. So I know all this sort of stuff anyway. So for me, it's not going through the motions. That'd be arrogant of me to think that.
Yeah.
But it's very much I know what's going on. So I'm just learning other bits and bobs and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, and just seeing how the boxing board worked, which I sort of had a good idea of anyway. So it's good.
He's pretty much sounding like a confident and assured candidate on this process. I wonder though, look, I've seen you at shows and I caught a quick second with you at Bournemouth. There was a contentious scorecard, that being the 112-112. I won't ask you to pick that apart, but I'll ask you, how did you score the fight, if you can say it? And what are the difficulties of scoring a fight like that, which we saw in the main event with many knockdowns and points deducted?
That was such a difficult fight to score. And we hear it every week when it comes to contentious scorecards, that those three scoring judges that sit in ringside have got a different viewpoint, different vantage point of that fight. So it's hard to you won't always get exactly the same scorecard, especially on a fight with all those point deductions and all sorts. So because there was rounds there which Okolie was winning, and then you'd lose a point or get put down. So it's like, how do you score those rounds? And that's very subjective again. I can't comment on how that judge got that score. I'm in no place to do so, being here a qualified judge and referee, and I'm not. And also these people I work with, so I wouldn't want to say anything on that anyway. So it's a very difficult fight to score. That was such for me personally, it was great to be a part of, because that's invaluable experience on this side of the ropes, seeing something like that unfold before my eyes and having to submit a scorecard for it. I was pretty my scorecard was 114-109 in favor of CBS. So I was on the right lines of the other two judges who did give it the correct way in my eyes.
Are you ready for, like, if you continue down this path and you're successful, which obviously we hope you are here at Seconds Out, Are you ready kind of for the scrutiny, the finger pointing that comes with it as well?
Yeah, obviously there's look, a good referee is one who's not really in the spotlight, but obviously that sounds like tarring the brush from everyone. But like obviously Howard Foster's in the spotlight a lot, but that's everyone can make one mistake, and ever since that mistake he made, well, so some say mistake, um, he's not put a foot wrong really, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bloody good referee. But yeah, but it is what it is. Anyone can make a contentious scorecard. Anyone can spark a talking point from something they've done inside or outside the ring. So if that day comes for me, I'll just have to deal with that. But I'm just gonna strive to be the best ref and fairest judge I can be.
Is there anything you feel that maybe the boxing public don't understand about the referee or judges' jobs that you're gleaning or have seen in the time that you've been an active boxer, as to what maybe we don't get on this side of the curtain?
Nothing springs to mind really. Like I had one of the fights on the show a draw, but the scoring referee gave it one round to the winner of that fight. I don't remember the name of the winner in the end, but yeah, so that's very much. I went back to have to go and debrief with the referees after every fight, especially in the trainee phase, and they went, "It's fine. That is fine." It went one round the other way, so that's how he saw it inside the ring. You got a completely different vantage point on that fight, so it's just literally how you see it, and you hear it every day in the media when there's a scorecard that needs discussing. It's subjective, and it's how you see it, what you like. So it's so that's maybe that's it, but yeah, boxing is a very subjective sport, and I think it's going to be that way until and forever.
No, you're not wrong there. A couple of final things for myself, Lewis. Look, with your retirement, obviously that sees a massive hole needing filling, I guess, in the journeyman scene. I wonder what you feel is the state of the current journeyman scene right now in boxing.
A lot of the old school have sort of hung their gloves up. A lot of the guys who sort of paved the way. I like to think I was probably on the back end of people paving the way for it, but I made a name for myself doing it. But a lot of those people have started to waver, and there's a different wave of journeymen coming through now. But there's still plenty of journeymen out there. I don't think there's as many Brits as there once was.
Mm.
But I still see a pretty big pool there. Some decent lads there. Robbie Chapman, Seamus Devlin, Carl Sampson, all those sort of boys. They're all doing it in their own way these days, and yeah, they're all smashing it.
For Lewis, a real pleasure speaking to you. Thanks for speaking to Seconds Out, sir. We'll catch up very, very soon.
Cheers, Eamon. Nice one.
Good man.